Hello everyone, and welcome to the video about the 7 days IELTS preparation plan. This plan is for those people which have a strong familiarity and background with the English language. Before starting this plan, please give a practice test so that you can identify which areas are your weakest. If the gap between your score in this practice test and your overall desired score is very small, then you can choose this plan and please go ahead. Since you have only 7 days for preparing, you should only focus on your weak points. Regarding practice tests, you should give one on alternate days. Your practice test should be only the official IELTS practice test from the link on the screen. This link I will also share with you in the description box. So now how can you prepare for the speaking section in just 7 days? So this speaking section would be fairly easy for someone who has prior familiarity or background with the English language. Nevertheless, he or she should increase the usage of English in his or her daily life. He or she can also ask a friend or a family member to evaluate his or her spoken English. With the review that he or she gathers, he or she can improve it further. Since you have 7 days, you have enough time to observe how people in English movies speak English in an informal setting. Now, one hack is to record yourself speaking English and then analyze it later to find out your shortcomings. For the listening section, it is the same between the IELTS academic and IELTS general training. You should increase your exposure to the different accents which you might encounter in the exam. So an example of this is the Australian accent. Australian accent is different from the British accent, and you should be habituated to hearing it. So do not worry, you will only hear the neutral versions of most accents. So for example, you won't hear the London Cockney accent. Instead, you will just hear the accent which people living in urban London use. You should be habituated to extracting the important points from speeches after hearing them only once. BBC Radio and YouTube have some good quality English speeches. You can hear those for practice. For the reading section, you should develop your reading speed. In 7 days that you have, you can increase it by approx 10 to 15%. You should be able to skim and scan the passages to extract the necessary words or phrases. You should also practice for the different question types which you will encounter in the exam. And you should also learn how to spot the keywords in the questions so that you only read the relevant part of the passage and not waste time reading the entire passage. Since the text will be from a variety of topics, you should start reading websites like The Economist, BBC News, or even English newspapers in order to get habituated to the variety of topics. For the IELTS general training, you should be in the habit of reading manuals and schedules. Now for the writing section, you should first of all work on understanding the question. If you do not understand the question, you will obviously not be able to answer it fully and end up losing easy marks, easy points. You should also understand the marking criteria so that you can address each of those. You should also spend some time improving your vocabulary and grammar. Also, the link to the official answer sheet, sample of it, is given on the slide. I will also share this link with you in the description box. You should use this answer sheet to practice. For the task 1, you should spend about slightly less than 2 minutes out of the 20 recommended minutes planning your answer. And you should also write around 150 words. This is the recommended length of a passage essay. For the task 2, the recommended length is 250 words, and you should spend about 10 minutes planning your answer. So you should not forget to split your answer into introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. This is what differentiates a well-formed essay from a messy one. What would be the routine of someone following the 7 days IELTS preparation plan? He or she can spend about 1 hour on the first or second day preparing for the IELTS, but step it up to about 3 hours by the end. You should study or practice in a quiet and calm environment, because this is what you will encounter in the IELTS exam room. And since the exam is about 2 hours and 40 minutes long, you should try to sit in have practice periods about this long. Your first day should be spent familiarizing yourself with the different sections and question types, as well as accumulating the study materials which you will need in these 7 days. The second day should be spent giving the practice test and analyzing its results to find out your weak points. If you have found out your weak points, you can then tweak the 7-day plan to suit your needs and get a tailor-made plan. What would be my 7 days preparation plan like? I would not restrict myself to just 1 hour or 3 hours preparing for IELTS. I would spend as much time as I can. I would also increase my exposure to both written and spoken English language in all the different accents which I will encounter in the exam. Also, I would have given the practice tests on alternate days, just so that I can identify any weak points which I might have overlooked earlier. My first day would have been spent familiarizing myself with the different question types and accumulating the study materials. I would also have given the practice test on the first day itself, just so that I can identify its results and tweak the second 7 days preparation plan on the second day. You should not lose faith in yourself during these 7 days. It is possible to score good marks in the exam after just 7 days of preparation, and I wish you the best of luck. You will do well. Thank you for watching this video.